Hey, this is Too Unpractical. I'm Tuna,
I'm Cody.
and this is a video on an easy beginner's guide to night vision and where to start. Modern night vision, there is really only two viable options, and that's Gen 2 Plus and Gen 3. We can actually show you a comparison of both today. We're going to start that off by showing which units we have. I'll start first since my unit is a Gen 2 Plus. My unit is an infrared Jerry 14 housing with a Chinese made NNVT4 tube. It operates off of one AA battery and actually lasts pretty decently long, lasts about 72 hours. What about you, Coyote?
Yeah, so I went with a Gen 3 L3 Harris with a RVM 14 aluminum housing, and mine takes the CR123s, and it lasts roughly 75 hours. It
Dang.
cost $5,000 roughly. How much does yours cost?
Mine's about, was it 2,300 out the door after tax? So I wanted to go into specific reason for buying our units. So my specific reason for getting the Gen 2 Plus is purely because of budget. And then I was looking at comparisons between Gen 3 and Gen 2 Plus, and it didn't convince me to spend 2 grand more for something. And yeah, that's just me. But I've used the shit out of it. What about you?
Yeah, good way to get in on a budget for sure. I went with the buy once, cry once mentality. I had some money laying around, and so I was able to spend it on a good L3 tube. My reasoning why I went with that tube was I know it's a good quality tube, um, very high standards, good glass, very high FOM rating on those L3s, good resolution, SNR, all that. Also, the battery, like I said before, the CR123s, longer hours. With the aluminum RVM 14 housing, it actually weighs 15% less than the PVS 14 housing.
Mm,
So I'd rather pay a little bit more for a little bit less weight unit. Um,
right. People that say I can't save the money or I can't get my own night vision because it's unattainable is pretty much bullshitting because there's plenty of different ways you can save money to get your night vision. Specifically, what I did, a poor, is I saved about $100 every paycheck. If you make anywhere from $18 an hour to $25, you can afford it. You say you can't, you can afford $100 a paycheck. It's not that hard. And put it aside, put it in cash. That way you're not tempted to spend it, and put it in an envelope somewhere and just keep putting in it every paycheck. And heck, if you have a little bit of extra cash, throw that in there too. So, and on top of your $100, the next thing you know, boom, you have enough to get your unit. So, what would you say?
yeah, I did. Yeah, I did about the same certain amount of money to my specific night vision fund account that I can't touch until it got, to a specific dollar amount. Another thing that I noticed is I had a lot of stuff laying around the house that really I wasn't interested in anymore. So I just started selling off, old hobby equipment to afford my new hobby. That was kind of my way of paying for this stuff.
What are the auxiliary costs to night vision? Anything that is not the unit. So that includes helmets, mounts, uh, pads, lambs, laser aiming modules, that kind of stuff. Uh, Me and Coyote have almost similar stuff, but I went obviously the budget route. So for my helmet, I went with a hard-headed veterans helmet, which was $250 bump helmet, no ballistic. If I were to do it again, I would go with Team Wendy helmet, uh, because the Team Wendy is a lot better quality. I was just following cheap ass budget. I didn't give a shit, and I regret it a little bit. For my mount, I did the same thing. I ended up using the same J arm that came with the Jerry 14. Piece of shit. I ended up getting the Noise Fighter AX14 Pro. It's about 130-ish to 140-ish bucks. Sometimes they go on sale, so it's a little bit cheaper. Um, that is badass because you can like manipulate that and it stays put and there's no jiggly wobbly any of that shit. And when you're running around with night vision on your head, you don't want that rattle. The mounts he actually hooked the J arm onto and onto the helmet. I ended up buying a brand new. It's a Rhino 2. If you just type in Rhino 2, you should be able to find it. They go for about 340 bucks, so it's pretty damn expensive, but it's worth it. To make my shitty bump helmet very, very comfortable, I got the Denmark Protection Group pads. Those are about 90 bucks. Well worth it. Well worth it. For the lamb, I got the HFXC, which is about $245 through SMS Laser. It's the new up and coming laser that's beating all the other lambs on the market because it's so damn cheap. You can buy like 3 of them for the price of a quote unquote really good quality non-Chinese, even though it's Chinese. So, what about you, Coyote?
Yeah, so I went with the Team Wendy bump. It's about $400. Another thing too about the cost of these accessories to hold your night vision device. Most of the stuff you can get through Facebook Marketplace or eBay and other things. So I mean, you don't have to go to the websites
Right,
and
pretty
spend
much
top dollar.
anything we talk
Um,
about, you can buy used online, and
yeah,
someone's
yeah,
selling.
you can always buy used equipment. Night vision, I wouldn't buy used night vision unless you're comfortable, especially if it's being shipped from somewhere else and it's not a reputable company. Be very wary of that. Mounts and things. I went with the Wilcox G24, which is roughly four to $500, depending on where you go,
Right.
depending on the site.
I think brand new is
Um,
about 430-ish bucks. Yeah.
I think brand new from Custom Night Vision. I think it's about 450 to 500 or so. I went with the Noise Fighter J arm right off the bat. I didn't have to deal with any wiggly mounts
You
from the
got
from the
the
get go.
you got the better one,
I got
the
the
RM4 or RM.
Yes,
Yeah.
I got the Max 14 J
That's
arm.
yeah.
That did cost me about $200.
Right.
But yeah, it's solid metal. I mean, that's gonna hold your night vision to your helmet very
Very
securely.
securely.
No wobble, no jiggles, no nothing. It's very solid mount or J arm. And then as far as the laser, I also went with the SMS laser. Um,
Same thing.
very solid laser. I've been using it for quite a few months now, and it holds zero. I haven't really had any issues. Very solid, beginner laser for the price. It's definitely a good investment right there. Also, going into kind of helmet setups and things that kind of make your system
Mm.
running night vision a little bit more enjoyable is helmet covers and a good set of ear pro, or at least something that's reasonable. I just got some cheap $40 Chinese ear pro for now. I'm looking into getting some M3s,
Or M3. Okay. Yeah.
sword ins or something. Yeah, maybe some sword ins or yeah. I mean, at first, just get a cheap pair of ear pro, put it on your helmet. You're good to go. I know some guys like running ear pro underneath the helmet. To me, I'd rather just have dedicated, you know, ear pro on the helmet and then dedicated if I'm just shooting at the range and I don't want to wear my helmet. It's daytime.
Now you have the night vision. Now what? Uh, Practice a bunch. So that includes do your damn laundry in the dark, wash dishes in the dark, go around your yard and fuck around. Like, do whatever you want to do. Definitely, I would recommend highly is manipulate any and all of your firearms, dry firing, of course. That is the hardest part is manipulating your gun in pitch black. It's actually a lot harder than it seems. Um, I know when I first got my night vision, I went out to the range and I tried to shoot, and my dumbass, I was using 22 by the way, um, thought everything was good, but I thought the chamber was empty, and I could have swore up and down that bitch was clear, and I aimed down range, pulled the trigger, it was not clear. So that made me really think about like really manipulate your guns and know that that bitch is clear before you start operating your guns live under NUDS, because that's a bad thing. So what do you think people should do, Coyote?
Yeah, no, totally agree with the chores, doing the dishes, folding laundry, basically any task, you do around the house, daily. If you're a single guy, you can get away with it and your wife's not looking at you weird, when you turn off all the lights and you're doing dishes at 10:30 at night and the house is completely dark. Um, but yeah, it really does make a difference. Kind of getting used to your field of view and everything under night vision. Um, go outside, look at the stars. That's a nice thing about having night vision. Go outside, look at the stars, but while you're doing it, throw the ball to your dog, and then try to find the ball if your dog loses it, because that happens with my dog. Now I'm trying to find the ball, and it's something new I've never done. If you are gonna do dry fire, definitely make sure everything is unloaded and clear. If you want to run snap caps, that's it. That's very beneficial to run some snap caps and do some dry fire. Do your press checks because it's a totally different thing. You fill your rifle magazine, there's a bullet on the right. Before you put it in, put the mag in, you rack the slide or rack the bolt, pull your mag out. There should be a round on the left side. And if there's a round on the left side, there's a round in the chamber. If you are going to do mantis around the house with night vision, I would be very cautious of mirrors or anything that's reflective. If you hit that mantis laser and it bounces back into your tube, you could get a blem. So yeah, be cautious of mirrors and reflective objects if you're shooting mantis with your night vision.
That about covers pretty much everything you need to know as a beginner. Thank you for listening, and hopefully we cleared up some questions you may have had. We'll be putting out some more beginner's guide content in the future, and hopefully you guys like and subscribe, and we will catch you next time.